Let's play a quick game so that your dopamine systems are stimulated enough to stay watching for the next 60 seconds, unlike the who clicked off 30 seconds ago. Who weighs more? This guy or this guy? Who weighs more? Who is fatter? Who has more body fat in their system? Very simple question, no trick question or anything. Who weighs more? Who looks like he weighs more at least? And you have 5 seconds to answer. Okay, boom. The answer is the weight is the same. Now you might think this guy is insane, he's off the rails, impossible, this guy is lying. I'm not here to sell you a fucking looks maxing course, I'm here to help you not look like a bloated fucking baboon. Now I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to debloating, as you can clearly tell. I can change my face as much as liberals change their gender, it's insane. I go through this transformative process every like 2 months, my face looks completely different. And side note, by the way, if you're Canadian and you can vote, please do not go vote Conservative, bro. I'm not gonna get into the politics of it, but go vote Conservative. So why the hell is this guy super inflamed and bloated and fat, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy, but this guy isn't, even though they're literally the same weight? I was at 175 pounds in both of these pictures. So what's the secret? What is Lean Ali's secret? Here's the secret. I reduced my saturated fat, and I reduced my red meat intake, and I also upped the amount of vegetables I ate because of fiber, and it sapped away like the fat, right? And also what I started doing was replacing these saturated fats with healthy sunflower oil. I made sure to introduce a variety of grains and vegetables into my diet to help ensure that I have a floral microbiome. I ensured that my microbiome was so unbelievably diverse that my body had no choice but to respond healthily and give me a leaner face. This is the correct advice given by the FDA. So should you listen to them? No! You do the fucking opposite of anything these donkeys say. Have less red meat, have less red eggs, cholesterol bombs evil for you. You have more meat and you have more eggs. Have less salt because it's bad and it causes hypertension and blood pressure. They scapegoat the fucking processed filthy sodium they put in your fucking KFC and Popeyes, and they say that's the issue. No, you don't do that. You cut that shit, but you have more real salt so your bones don't disintegrate and so you have proper electrolytes floating within you, you donkey. And instead of these filthy, deodorized, industrial oils that you take, you have more real fats. You have butter, you have tallow, you have stuff we've been consuming for not thousands, not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but for millions of years. Instead of grabbing seeds, crushing them, bleaching them, putting them into a blender, squashing them, filtering the smell, adding a scent, and then putting them in a bottle and saying, this is healthy for you. You're a fucking goy. And what about the sugar problem? Well, instead of the real sugar that you can get from fruits, have some artificial sweeteners. Diet Coke. No, not even Diet Coke. You have Coke Zero. That is your solution. Coke Zero. Imagine that. You're drinking Coke that has 0 calories. Something tastes ridiculously sweet and it's it's hitting your brain's, sweetness receptors, right? It's hitting those receptors, but it's 0 calories. It's 0 calories. Oh, but it's healthy and it's better than natural sugars because there's no calories, and the calories are the things that make you fat, and that's how you get healthy. This satanic shit is inflammatory as fuck, and not even just that. It also has neurotoxins, that aspartame you take when you down the fucking Coke Zero because, hey man, I'm on a diet, but I want to fucking take a Coca-Cola and fund the fucking... This Coca-Cola you take, this filthy stuff filled with aspartame, 0 calories, but it tastes so amazing. This is the work of witches. This is not natural. This is an abomination. God would look down on this Coke can and think this is an abomination. I have given them too much free will. This is unbelievable. This is astronomical. And this is what you and the guys that are trying to be healthy consume. You consume neurotoxins for the sake of health. You do not even know what health is. You do not even spell health in the right way. You're a fucking maggot. And you look up to these FDA guys as the guys with the Bible of health. The Bible of health. Imagine that. FDA, the truth. But how many times, go on Google, how many times they said completely blatant wrong shit? How many times in the general existence of Earth and civilization has authority been used to deceive, to manipulate, and to sell. How many times has authority been used to put their foot on your neck? And this is what the FDA does. They mix truths with some lies. They mix 50, 60, 70% of truth so that they can sell you the 30% of lies. If I told you truths 9 out of 10 times and one time I lied to you, but you can't really tell, what are the chances you'll get that lie right and know and be able to filter what's the truth and what's falsity? Quite a low chance, right? 10%. But nowadays it's less than even 10% of people who are free thinkers, of people who really look into the world. So what do? Eat real fucking food. How do you debloat while eating real food? And there's 2 best ways to debloat. Let me get the first one out of the way first. The first one is consistent. Not, I'm gonna sprint for 30 minutes and then I'm gonna be so tired and sore I'll never sprint again. Not that shit. Consistent cardio. What does this mean? It means daily. It means 6 days a week. You're doing some form of cardiovascular activity. That is what you do. Not this bullshit of, I'm gonna hop on a treadmill, walk 10 minutes, and then I'm kind of bored, so I won't do it again. Not this stupid shit. Consistent cardio. What are some examples? You can sprint for 5 minutes a day on a treadmill. Sprint, hard sprints. Boom, amazing. You can join a martial arts club. Boom, amazing. Even walking on this. Actually, yeah, walking a bit, but you want to have some form of higher intensity cardio than just walking. But if walking is the bare minimum you can do and you're basically a little bitch, at least it's better than being a little goblin and soy rotting in your filthy bed filled with cum stains. But the more important and second thing to do is no filth. No, first of all, processed foods, delete them from your existence. That's it. Done. No argument, no discussion. A lot of these little schizo guys, no, but carnivore 100% is the truth. No, how you can have some fruit, Paul Saladino, this and that. Forget this stuff. If you're having processed food, you're worried about the wrong shit. Remove and delete this shit from your existence. That's step 1. Boom. You've already debloated 70% of what you can. Awesome. Next is what you do. You do this. You add a lot of meat into your diet and you delete everything else that's not meat. So you have 80%, 90% a carnivorous based diet. This is if you're just starting to get into this, right? If you're gonna jump into it immediately, you're gonna have keto flu and you're just gonna feel like a zombie at first. This is why many people first start carnivore and they actually feel worse because they're experiencing keto flu. That's not what you do. You wane into it slowly. Remove, taper away everything else, but just put the meat inside your non-fake and subverted and propagandaed food pyramid. 80% meat, and then the rest of the 20% is fruit. Literally fruit. If you want to have carbs and you still get that sweet tooth craving, whatever, you get it from fruit. Fruit begins to taste like candy when you don't have filth inside of you. When you're eating this weird sweets and donuts and you know the weird bread that's not even real bread. You just look at the back and you see the Elder Scrolls. You see the Elder Scrolls on that ingredient list. You see ancient languages on the ingredient list. That's not bread. This is bro. This is not bread, bro. This is not bread. This is propaganda. This is Satan. This is not bread, bro. I need to know if I'm doing too much, man. You gotta tell me, Jabber. And when you cut out this satanic filth, when you cut out this food, which is not food, when you cut out this shit, bro, dates taste like candy. Grapes taste like candy. Oranges, clementines, apples, any fruit you can think of tastes like candy. Fructose just becomes incredible. Honey just becomes a drug, and it's not unhealthy. This stuff is not bad for you, right? People debate, but the fruits still have neurotoxin. Bro, you're debating in your mind, should I have fruit? Should I not have fruit? You're still eating Krispy Kreme donuts and you're worried about fruit? You're a monkey. You're a fucking peasant. You're a retard. Don't worry about this plant defense chemical shit when you still have a garbage diet, okay? This is your actionable step. Remove anything that's not meat and fruit. Boom. Remove anything that's not meat and fruit from your diet. Watch your face transform from this to this. You need to understand that your looks come from health. They literally come from health, from switching your diet. Just try it for 2 weeks. Meat and fruits, right? Mostly meat, but you can have fruits. 2 weeks, and then come back to me and say, oh man, Ali, you actually know a lot more than you, look like from all of your yelling. I know you sound like a barbarian just yelling at the camera, But this is me trying to deliver a point to you, gentlemen. I know I sound like a barbarian sometimes, but there's a lot of knowledge, and if only you'd try the stuff I tell you, you'd see how incredible it is. Looks come from health. Looks come from health, gentlemen. And I know this whole argument of bulking, I can't debloat while bulking, you can. If you're looking to bulk properly while being healthy and attractive, the truth is you need to start biogenesis. Biogenesis is the internet's only holistic testosterone and male health protocol. I took my testosterone from 400 to over 1,200 because of how powerful the protocol is. And by the way, because of this incredible testosterone increase you're going to see through biogenesis, your libido will skyrocket so much to the point where your daily existence becomes kind of distracting. You always feel that urge, if you know what I'm talking about. It's very powerful. So do be careful with this. If you struggle with lust, it can kind of backfire. So be very careful. But if you can control it, then biogenesis is what you need to use for this magnetic look that you can have from a debloated while also bulked body. Wish not for a lighter load, but for a stronger back.